New South Wales background there, Kev.
Yeah, just the odd couple.
Great, they'll be happy.
Shannon has started the game very well. Long kick marked by Stanley. Stanley heads in the Johnston's direction. Good pass, and Johnston.
Had you right up into the draft itself, or up a level or two. You might go from a second round to a first round, etc.
After a 5-goal, 35-possession game for Western Australia.
And hasn't stopped since, has he?
He hasn't. This is Stanley now for South Australia, half forward. For today, kicks to the centre wing. McNeil's there for New South. Burrowing on hands and knees. Sure they're going to get this out. Umpire's letting it go, but now he'll have a bounce. Beautiful sunny conditions here. We've got the sunny side of the ground on the commentary side. Did well, Klemke. Worked his way through traffic there. The centre bounce on centre wing. It's Big Wilson out the back. Here's Hartlett.
And, he finished beautifully there.
One thing I notice, I mean, they're all got size, haven't they, Len? I mean, if you're watching at home for the first time, you haven't spotted an under-18 competition. The guys that look small are still quite tall. I mean, the average height's, what, 6'2", 6'3"?
And that's the thing, Kev. I mean, is that what the instructions are, to get as many of the taller players, the more athletic players involved in the championship, or is it just picked purely on form?
It's a 6'6", so that's to put it in perspective. So the 6'6" is a Mitch Frail, for instance. He's a 6'6" now, and part of it for many of the position is size, but gee, there's a spot for Kieran Jack and Craig Bird, both kids that have come through the New South Wales program. Craig Bird played in this.
You get it to the centre wing. Another dangerous kick. South Australia rooting everything. This is Stanley. They win the hit out again too. They're dominating that area.
Cut the margin by 31 points.
Reassess, but their attack on the football and their preparedness to run and take on the opposition, and it's been sensational in this first 10 minutes.
Well, they're causing turnovers by the pressure, but now South Australia with some polish.
Disappointing this year, Adelaide, but the two games they've played down here, especially the first half here, but against Vic Country on the weekend. Yeah. Well, I suppose the Ebert name's more attached to Port Adelaide than it is to Adelaide Crows, but certainly we had the pick before them. But this couple of picks should be on your next best player at least.
And Matty, just before we get back to the game, we talk about strong drafts and good carnivals.
Last goal. And a bounce. Just 15 metres around from the New South goal.
He's the number one group.
With Geelong, of course. Barry Prendergast, who's at Melbourne Football Club over at Amy Stadium. That was the day that he stood up in my mind as a potential AFL player.
They're just reading the game so well at the moment, South Australia. Stanley, this is, intercepting the pass. Looking for that man again, Johnson. Well bodied out this time by Klemke.
Say and debate it, and the finish, the 6 people will have a say.
Back to the middle. And I guess from New South Wales' point of view now, the siren can't come quick enough because...
They made a bit of a charge in the third quarter. But to the credit of South Australia...
We should also mention that Ranga Edawira Rama, who they're